now that we've got the video system working, I know a few minutes ago you watched an 8-minute safety video that went over all the safety equipment we have on board. Do any of you have any questions over that safety equipment? If you would like a review in the seat backs here, we have a passenger briefing card. We have one right here also that you can look at. Underneath those we have what I like to call the Aloha bags. And this is what an Aloha bag looks like, and it's all folded up. But if during the flight you're not feeling well because it's a little bumpy, please grab an Aloha bag and grab the microphone so you can let me know. Just say, Chris, I don't feel well. Inside of this little tin, I've got some ginger chews because ginger will help settle your stomach. But if you decide to say aloha to your breakfast, we would like it captured in the Aloha bag as opposed to being shared with everybody else. Now I'm going to be working with air traffic control for the next few minutes, and then once we get outside of the airspace, we'll start having a nice conversation. So you guys ready? All right. So as we make our way toward the south right now, just to kind of give you an update of where we're at and where we're headed. On the left, this is the Haleakala volcano, which is the largest volcano on the island. Just to the right, we have the Wuku boat harbor, just on the right side. And then above the harbor is the communities of Wailuku and Kahului. And then if you see the big valley just up above the town, that's called the Iao Valley, and it's a very popular place to visit as they have a really nice state park in there. And but that goes into the heart of what we call the West Maui Mountains. But if you look at this mountain, this is actually a volcano. It's not just a mountain, and it's called Mana Kahalavai. Alright, so as we make our way up toward this valley, this is called Waikapu Valley. You can already see at the end of the valley there are some waterfalls flowing, and we should see a number of waterfalls today as we fly around the island. And if you look on the lower right hand side, you can see the parking lot, and that's where the entrance is, so you can actually go walking or hiking here in this valley. And if you notice right up in front of us, this is the highest point on this volcano. It's almost 6,000 feet tall, and it is one of the wettest places on Earth, as they get about 370 inches of rain a year up on the summits. So it's awesome to be able to see the top of this volcano, because very rarely do we get to. Come into the back of Iao Valley, you'll see coming in front of us we have 3 valleys that come up from the south side. Starting on the far left, we have Ukamehame. Directly in front of us we have Oluwalu, and then on the right, this is known as Launiupoko, and we're going to head into Launiupoko for just a second. So welcome to Mana Kahalavai. This is known as Ukamehame, and we're going to follow this valley offshore. Now if you look to the right, you can see the 2 islands from where you're staying you typically see. There at 1 o'clock, that is Lanai. And then if you look further to your right, you can see the island of Molokai, which I'll do a little turn in here. Right at the end of whale watching season, they come out here. Alright, now as we make our way toward the shoreline, that's Haleakala volcano directly in front of us. So you can see how these boats are headed out to the crater there on the right. Yeah, so this very small island on the right is called Kaho'olave. And out of the 8 major Hawaiian islands, that is the smallest, and it's the only one that's uninhabited. We got some whale right here too. Now looking Directly in front of us you can see the Haleakala Crater, and that's a beautiful crescent-shaped island. And they head out there in the mornings to go snorkeling and scuba diving in there. Now if you look right in front of us, we're going to come on shore here in just a moment. But if you notice that hill right on the shoreline, that is known as McKenna. And if you see how it looks like a tiny little volcano, it's actually known as a cinder cone. So that is where the ground cracked open and lava spewed up out of it. And then once that eruption ended, the hole where the lava came out sealed up, and this is what was left behind. Now just to the right, if you see that white sandy beach, that's called Little Beach, and then the one behind it is called Big Beach. Alright, so now we're going to head onshore, and we're going to go up here and make a landing at part of the Aloha Ranch. Here we're going to head up to the crater now, but if you look off to the right, that's the big island of Hawaii. So this is the largest of the Hawaiian Islands, and we can actually see 4 of its 5 volcanoes. And then if you went all the way to the top of Haleakala, that flat top hill with the building on it, that's the observation area that you look into the crater from. As we descend, if you know how to clear your ears by yawning or chewing, please do that. And if you start having any pain in your ears or your sinuses, let me know so I can level off and we can climb back up till we get your ears cleared. Alright, now as we look to the left, we've got our first large valley that we're going to cross over on Haleakala, and this is known as Kawo Gap. And this is a valley that does go back up to the crater. So this valley is known as Mana Vainui, directly in front of us. And we are getting quite a bit of rain in it right now. Look at the rainbow, yep, on the right side. And you can see how it forms almost a complete circle. Some of your rental car companies will recommend you not drive on this part of the island because of how windy, and a lot of this is a gravel road here. Now looking up slope, you can see we have some really big waterfalls. We can't fly up this area because that's a part of the national park, but this is Waimoku Falls, You can see the big parking lot for it right there on the right. Yeah, you'll notice on this part of the island, even as you make your way around to the north side, all the beaches that we typically have are black sand beaches. And that's because of the black lava rock, that comes out into the ocean. Now coming up right along the shoreline, you can see more of these cinder cones, or these hills. And again, each one of these is from where the ground cracked open, lava spewed out of the top, and that's what formed all of these hills. Now one of the things that we have that's very unique on Maui, so there's the red sand beach there directly in front of us. So this is the town of Hana, and you can see there's not much here. It is a nice little community right on the shoreline on the very eastern end of the island. They get a lot of rain here at Hana. Now passing the Hana airport, have you heard of the English rock band The Beatles? So you know George Harrison, one of the band members. Well, when he was alive, he had a house out here, and it's a beautiful ground. It's on about 100-acre property. And when George Harrison passed away, it did remain in the family, and the property's coming up. We're going to do a little S-turn offshore. But it's a beautiful property with several homes on it. So when we go by, we usually like to show off his estate. Now we're getting ready to come on shore here, and this is where we're going to see the road to Hana. We're going to fly right beside it. This is about the halfway point on the road to Hana. We call this the Wailuas. So here you can see that big waterfall near the shore is called Rock Falls. But if you see all these other kind of creek beds coming down, we'll do some turns over the top of these. Alright, now if you look to the left, you can see these waterfalls. We're going to kind of follow some of these up. Now we're getting ready to cross over the last really large valley that's on the side of Haleakala. If we were able to see up to the left, it would take us right back up to the crater. But we're going to cross over this Ko'olau Valley. Yeah, if you look in this next valley here, this is called Hana Manu. Head offshore again, and you'll notice we're going to go right over the road to Hana, as everybody that lives here are native Hawaiians. And if you'll notice on the property here, they continue to grow taro and potato the way that they've been doing for hundreds of years here. So this is known as KNI. It's about the halfway point if you do the road to Hana. Again, looking down at the series of waterfalls on our left side. If you look up just a little bit further, there are two, I like to call them lava fingers sticking out. And if you see the second one has a bunch of trees going up out of the end, we'll look right below the trees and you're going to see a hole come into view. And this is known as Puka Maui. And this is a beautiful sea arch. You can start to see through the lava rock there, and we're going to turn towards it. You can remove your seat belts now just by spinning that circle.
You can go right up to the blue box up front. Chris will meet you there.
Okay.